Good morning everyone. Today I'll be teaching you The Merchant of Venice, Act 4, Scene 1 from line number 116 to 140. Now, in the previous video I told you that Shylock is adamant on the execution of the bond while Bassanio is trying his best to save his friend Antonio. Just before line number 116, Bassanio says that Shylock will have his flesh, blood and bones before Antonio loses a single drop of blood from his body. So now from line number 16 we will see that Antonio tells to Bassanio not to make any further efforts because he has resigned to his fate and he has accepted that no one can convince Shylock now. So see from line number 116 and turn to page number 116. Antonio, I am a tainted wether of the flock, meetest for death. Here, Antonio considers himself to be a tainted wether. Tainted means diseased. Now, wether means a ram. What is a ram? Ram is a male sheep. So here, Antonio considers himself to be a diseased ram in the flock who is meetest for death. Meetest means most suitable. So here Antonio tells that he is the diseased ram, he is the diseased sheep in the flock who is the most suitable person to die. The weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground. Next, he considers himself to be the weakest kind of fruit. Weakest kind of fruit here means the over-ripened fruit. When the fruit is over-ripened, it can fall from the branches anytime. So here he considers himself to be the weakest kind of fruit or the over-ripened fruit who can fall on the ground anytime, means he can meet his death at any time now. So here you must pay attention that Antonio considers himself as the diseased ram and as the weakest kind of fruit. The weakest kind of fruit drops earliest to the ground. So the over-ripened fruit is the first one to drop on the ground. So Antonio now has resigned to his fate. Now no one can save him. And so let me means so you better let me be in my condition. He is telling to Bassanio, let me be in my condition and make no further efforts to save me. You cannot better be employed, Bassanio, than to live still and write my epitaph. You cannot have a better employment, Bassanio, that after my death you will get a job. And what will be his job? To write an epitaph. Now what is an epitaph? Epitaph is an inscription which is written on a tombstone. So here Antonio is telling to Bassanio that after my death you will get a better job, that is to write an inscription on the tombstone of Antonio. Next, enter Nerissa, dressed like a lawyer's clerk. Duke, came you from Padua from Valerio? Here Duke is asking Nerissa. Here Nerissa has entered the court. She is dressed like a lawyer's clerk. And the Duke is asking Nerissa, came you from Padua from Valerio? Have you come from Padua? And have you been sent by Valerio? Nerissa, from both, my lord. From both means I have come from Padua and I have been sent by Dr. Valerio. Valerio greets your grace. Valerio greets your grace means Valerio has sent his greetings to your grace. Your grace refers to the Duke. So Valerio has sent his greetings for the Duke. Presents a letter. Bassanio, why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly? So Bassanio is telling, why are you whet? Whet means sharpen. He is telling to Shylock that why are you sharpening your knife so earnestly? Earnestly means eagerly. So he is telling, why are you sharpening your knife so eagerly? Shylock, to cut the forfeiture from that bankrupt there. So Shylock is telling, I am sharpening my knife to cut the forfeiture. Forfeiture here is the bond, that is the pound of flesh. So I am sharpening my knife to have my bond, that is a pound of flesh, from that bankrupt there. Here bankrupt is being referred to Antonio. Antonio is being referred to here as bankrupt, as we know that Antonio has lost all his ship and therefore he did not have any money to pay to Shylock, and therefore he is being tried in the court of law. So Antonio has become bankrupt. So Shylock is telling, I am sharpening my knife eagerly to have a pound of flesh from that bankrupt, that is from that Antonio. Gratiano, not on thy soul, but on thy soul harsh dew. Okay. Now see this line. He is telling to Shylock, Gratiano is telling to Shylock that you are sharpening your knife not on the sole of your shoes, but rather than you are sharpening your knife on your soul, that is S-O-U-L. Now Gratiano thinks that Shylock's soul is so hard. Shylock is such a hard-hearted person that his soul can be used to sharpen his knife. That's why he's telling that you are not sharpening your knife on the sole, rather than you are sharpening your knife on your soul, that is S-O-U-L. Here Gratiano is telling to Shylock that you are not sharpening your knife on the sole of your shoes, rather you are sharpening your knife on your soul, S-O-U-L. You are sharpening your knife on your soul, which is so hard that it can be used to sharpen knives. Thou makest thy knife keen. Okay, you are making your knife sharp, not on the sole of the shoes, rather than on your soul, which is very hard. But no metal, no, not the hangman's axe. Now hangman is the executioner. In earlier days, people were beheaded for their crimes. So here, executioner means the hangman. But no metal, no, not the hangman's axe, bear half the keenness of thy sharp envy. So here, keenness means sharpness. Envy means malice or hatred. Okay, now see those lines once again. But no metal, no, not the hangman's axe, bear half the keenness of thy sharp envy. Okay, so no metal, not even the hangman's axe, not even the executioner axe can have half the sharpness, of your malice, of your hatred against Antonio. See that those lines once again. Gratiano is telling to Shylock that you are not sharpening your knife on the sole of your shoes, rather than you are sharpening your knife on your soul, S-O-U-L. You are sharpening your knife on your soul, which is so hard that it can be used to sharpen a knife. And no amount, means how much you sharpen your knife, no metal can be, not even the executioner's axe can bear half the sharpness of your malice, of your hatred. Can no prayers pierce thee? Can no pierce here move? Thee means you. Can no prayers move you? Shylock, no, none that thou hast wit enough to make. So Shylock is telling to Gratiano that no prayers can move him, and Gratiano doesn't have wit. Wit means intelligence. Okay, Gratiano doesn't have that much of intelligence to make such a prayer which would make Shylock change his mind. See, from line number 130, Gratiano, O be thou damned inexecrable dog. Now inexecrable means one who cannot be insulted or cursed enough. Means how much you curse or insult that person, that would not be sufficient. No amount of curse or insult would be sufficient. So here Greciano is telling to Shylock, "Oh, be thou damned inexecrable dog." He is telling Shylock, he is referring to Shylock as a damned. Damn here is a curse word. Inexecrable dog. He is telling to Shylock that you cannot be cursed enough. How much we curse and insult you, that would not be sufficient for you. For thy life let justice be accused. Because you are alive, for that let justice be accused. So here justice should be blamed that you are still alive. Thou almost makest me waver in my faith to hold opinion with Pythagoras. You almost make me waver. Waver means unsteady. You almost make me unsteady in my faith. You make me question my faith and you make me believe in what Pythagoras has to say. You make me believe, you make me agree with Pythagoras. Okay, now before I further continue, let me tell you what Pythagoras said. Now, Pythagoras proposed a theory that is known as transmigration of souls. Okay, Pythagoras, he proposed this theory known as transmigration of souls, according to which sometimes the soul of humans take lower form and they appear in animals. They appear as, or they are reborn as animals. Sometimes the soul of animals, they take higher form and they are born as humans. So this is what is known as transmigration or exchange of souls. Sometimes the soul of humans, they take the lower form and they are born as animals. Sometimes the soul of animals, they take the higher form and they are born as humans. So this was what it is, exchange of souls between humans and animals is termed as transmigration of souls by Pythagoras. Now relating to this, let us see what Greciano has to say about Shylock. See there from line number 134. That souls of animals infuse themselves into the trunks of men. You make me agree with Pythagoras. According to him, the souls of animals sometimes infuse themselves or sometimes they transfer themselves into the trunks of men, into the souls of men. Thy currish spirit, cur is a dog, currish spirit, here dog-like spirit, is telling to Shylock, he is cursing Shylock and is telling, you dog-like spirit, governed a wolf, you are governed by a wolf. So he is telling to Shylock that you have a spirit like a dog and you are governed by a wolf. Thy currish spirit governed a wolf who hanged for human slaughter. Even from the gallows did he fell soul fleet. So now there was a wolf, okay. There was a wolf who was hanged for killing humans. Okay, there was a wolf who was hanged for killing humans. So what happened? Even from the gallows did his fell soul fleet. So when this wolf was hanged from the gallows, now what the gallows means? Okay, the platform. The gallows is the platform where a person is sentenced to death. So when this wolf was killed, was hanged for killing humans, now from the gallows, from that platform, what happened? The spirit of this wolf or the soul of this wolf, okay, Even from the gallows did his fell. F-E-L-L word you see here. Fell means cruel. Okay. So when this wolf was hanged for killing humans, straight from the gallows, when this wolf was hanged, from the gallows, from this platform, what happened? The cruel soul of this wolf, it escaped from the gallows, and where did it go? Even from the gallows did his fell soul fleet. And fleet means run. And whilst thou layest, and while you lay, in thy unhallowed dam, and while you were laying, and while you were inside your unhallowed here referring to unholy. Dam means mother. So while you were in the womb of your unholy mother, what happened? The soul of this cruel wolf fled from the gallows, and it entered into the womb of your mother when you were still in your mother's womb. Infused itself in thee, and for thy desires are wolfish, bloody, starved and ravenous. And therefore the spirit of this wolf infused itself into your spirit, and that's why your nature is such, and that's why your nature is like that of a wolf, which is bloody, starved and ravenous. Ravenous means extremely greedy. Ravenous is extremely greedy. Okay. So just a quick recap here. Here Grishano talks about the Pythagoras theory of transmigration of soul. He is telling that when the wolf who was hanged for killing human beings, what happened when that wolf was hanged in the gallows, straight from the gallows, the soul of the wolf fled from the gallows and entered into the womb of Shylock's mother when Shylock was in his mother's womb, and infused its spirit with the spirit of Shylock, and therefore the Shylock's nature is like that of a wolf, that is bloody, starved and ravenous. So that was all till line number 140. Now here, important things that you have to keep in mind is about Antonio's speech, where he considers himself to be the tainted wether, that is the diseased ram of the flock. He considers himself to be the weakest kind of fruit. All this shows that Antonio has resigned to his fate, that he is now going to die. And then this transmigration of souls, this you should be clear that here Gratiano tells the Shylock that in his soul, the soul of a wolf is infused, and that's why his behavior is like that of a wolf, that is bloody, starved and ravenous. So this was all from line number 160 to 140. Thank you.